It's I think it's a criticism of fascism.
We love getting Terrence's insight, and as I said before the commercial break, he has a way of cutting through the minutia, getting to the heart of the issue, the bone, And so we came up with this segment, which is called "What is this movie really about?" All right, Terrence. The first one. Luckily for you, you're not going to have to handle this one all by yourself because Juan is also going to help you with this one. But what is this? Okay, good. What is this movie really about? Boom. Star Wars.
He knows this. Terrence knows this.
No, Juan, go. I'd like to hear Juan's take first, please.
Ooh, Juan's going first.
Let's hear it.
Come on, that's too easy.
What's it about?
What is it really about, though?
Fatherhood and childhood, father and son.
Ooh.
Bottom line.
I like that.
I think it's a criticism of fascism.
Yeah,
it literally is. That's what it is.
Exactly the answer I expected from Terrence.
Yeah.
But
it actually is.
Unfortunately,
it actually is.
All right, let's see. Can you expand on that just a little for me?
No, the stormtroopers, the Empire from the Republic, that uses a little bit of Roman history, but like the stormtroopers, the Germans, it's a fact that Lucas was thinking of like Nazi Germany when he was thinking of the Empire.
Wow. See, that's why we asked Terrence. But I also like Juan's because Juan's explanation was very heartwarming and beautiful. And then Terrence came in with, this fascist
and just stepped on it.
It's a critique of fascism.
I like that. That's good.
But he's right though. Unfortunately, it's true.
All right,
it could be a little bit of both.
So
I mean, it can be about both. I mean, it can be about
100%.
Yeah.
What would you say, Terrence, is your favorite Star Wars movie?
Well, that's a great question.
I have to say, The Empire Strikes Back is probably the best one. The opening of the Return of the Jedi is great with the Jabba and all that stuff, but then all those stupid Ewoks and everything. It's just it's like a bunch of Muppets. It turned into a Muppet movie. It's not as good.
Juan, I got to ask you because you are the resident Star Wars geek on this show. What would you say is the best?
For me
Star
personally, it was Return of the Jedi because it's the first one I actually went to the movies to go see because the other ones I was too young. So I remember it in the big screen. It was just amazing. And to me, it always resonates special because it was the first one I saw in the big screen. But I also like the way how at the end, Darth Vader redeemed himself and he was actually the chosen one where he did bring balance to the Force by killing Palpatine at the end and all that stuff. That was a little bit too.
Did you like when Happy Gilmore was like looked up and was like, hey,
Juan, I think I've told this on the show before, so I don't want to bore people, but it's true. I literally was in line. I don't know if it was like the first day or maybe like the fifth day or whatever. Like I was in
the story. That's a great story.
I was in the line for the original Star Wars movie, and it was me and my brothers and sisters. This is like what, 1977 or something like that. So I was like 12 years old, and we get it. We're going to the 10 o'clock show, and we're right at the moment where they're going to let us into the theater, and they're like, sold out. Sorry, sold out. And we're like, and they're like, but guess what? We're going to add a show tonight. We're going to add a midnight show.
Wow.
And so we there was no mobile phones, right? There's no cell phones. So like my sister runs down to like a pay phone, and she like puts in the things. And she's like, Mom, Dad, can we stay till the next showing? And they're like, oh, you guys are crazy. Like we're like downtown, like just a bunch of kids. And we stayed and watched the midnight show till 2 a.m.
That's cool.
And it was, I got to say, Terrence, at that moment in time, there was no, I'm not a big Star Wars geek like Juan is, but there was no movie like that. For us, that was like groundbreaking, like special effects. Like we'd never seen anything like Star Wars at the time. It was
and even the classical music to open it up and everything like that. It was totally different than what. And Sir Alec Guinness was a genius because he took a payment from a percentage of the gross of the movie instead of a salary, and so he ended up getting really
He died
rich
a
off
rich
it. So,
man.
Wow.
yeah.
That's you know what that
He-
because it might have.
That was probably a pretty big gamble at the
Yeah,
time.
that was a gamble, right? Like,
Yeah.
'cause there was
He hated,
It could-
he hated the movie. He would he was an
Yeah.
actual like a actual accomplished British actor. He would tell his
he was on the
friends
bridge of the River Kwai. He won an Oscar for that.
Yeah, he told his English friends, "I'm playing a space wizard. This movie's gonna blow.
Space
It's
wizard.
terrible." That's what he. I've
Well,
seen
he
the
had to have
documentary.
believed in it to a good amount, I would say.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a great little anecdote. I didn't know that. All right, next one, Jordan. Terrence, what is this movie really about? There will be blood.
There will be blood. There will be blood is ultimately about loneliness.
Oh my god,
It's about loneliness.
Wow, I love this. Tell me more.
No, because if you look at the opening scene, the first like 20 minutes of the movie almost is just him by himself. He's in the pit, in the mine shaft or wherever he's doing, and he gets hurt and he has to like drag himself to safety. God knows how far he had to go and everything. And he's totally alone. And if you look at the whole movie, like he adopts the kid. Like, why does he adopt the kid? His brother, that's not even his brother, shows up and he immediately like it kind of brings him into his family. And even when he sends the son away after his death, when he comes back, when he's hugging him, he goes, "Oh, that does me good." And the kid can't hear it, so he's saying that for him. So it's really about he wants to connect with somebody, and it just never works out.
Wow. See that this is
I love it.
This is why we ask Terrence these questions, because now I want to go watch this movie again.
I only saw it the one time, so I don't even remember it really.
It's a great one of my favorites. There Will Be Blood. A top 10 movie for me for sure.
Wow.
Juan, are you familiar with this movie at all?
I've never seen it, but I might see it after I watch the Dojo replay tonight, depending on what time I fall asleep.
I'm gonna watch.
Is it a long movie? It's like 3 hours.
Yeah.
I think so.
All right. I don't know if it's 3 hours, but it's not. Yeah, it's a longer.
It's all of his movies are like
they're pretty
they're
pretty long.
Yeah.
All right, this next one, Terrence, what is this movie really about? No Country
You
for
put them
Old
back
Men.
to back, huh?
Yeah.
That you have control of your choices, but not the consequences of your choices.
Ooh.
That's deep.
Man. I didn't think you were going to say that. Like, I thought you were going to say
Yeah.
something like it's about
An old man.
no. I was going to. This is what I thought he might say. I thought he might say this. I thought he might say this is about innocence being overrun in a sort of a new modern evil world and not being able to cope with this new form of evil. Well, what do you think of that, Terrence?
I think that's. I mean, if you take the sheriff and the concept of him trying to like deal with this world that's kind of beyond his control at this point. I mean, you could. I think that's a part of it. Again, movies are complicated; they're not just one thing. But I would say if you have to take one thing, it's that our consequences matter. And actually, if you read the book, which the movie is a great adaptation of, it just goes more into like the reason the sheriff became the sheriff is that like when he was in the war, he like was supposed to hold the position and he ran away and came back in the morning and like he got a medal for it or something. And so he always felt guilt about that. And so he got into like law enforcement to like make up for it. And again, the point is that like Anton Chigurh in a way is like, he's like, you get to decide, you get to call the coin flip, but you don't get to decide what happened, whether it comes out or not.
The movie down to that scene, that one Anton.
No, but like
scene.
for instance, like he decides, for instance, to go out and he decides first to go take the money, and then he decides to go back and bring the guy the bottle of water. I mean, the movie he gets away scot-free if he doesn't go bring that guy water. I mean, they don't have any way of really getting him at that point. He's long gone with the money. The tracker you had to be somewhat close to pick it up. So he would have got away with it. He would have had millions of dollars and that would have been it. He makes a decision to go back and try to help the person and then the consequences of that. So it's kind of, to me, it's like you make choices and those choices have consequences that you don't ultimately control. And I think that you see that theme throughout the whole movie.
One last question about this movie. Was Anton Chigurh in the hotel room or was he not? Or was that just the fear of the sheriff?
I think he was there. I think he was there.
I don't think.
What do you think?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
You don't
See, I
think so?
boiled it down. I thought it was bad haircut can make Javier Bardem look even uglier.
Come on, Scotty.
Scary guy. Scary man.
Javier Bardem looks like James Francis if he had lupus.
Right? Exactly.
Juan, have you ever seen this movie?
A great movie.
Or
It's amazing.
James Franco, not James Francis.
I would say this might be the best. First of all, this is my favorite movie of all time. Secondly, it's
Really?
the best. It's the best movie of all time at putting you in a area. Like you feel like you are in the heat of this town. It's just absolutely incredible.
Did you read the book?
I did.
That's what I was just gonna say. Is
I did the
you're right
audio.
about the book. I've never seen a movie so exactly the same as the book. They read.
Yeah, and what it cut was like superfluous. I mean, anything it cut didn't like distract from the movie. You know, they did a great job of really adapting it perfectly.
Yeah. All right, Terrence, what is this movie really about? Fight Club.
Ooh. That's a
Fight Club. Fight Club is about the inability to express the feelings, basically the inability to express genuine feeling. So like Edward Norton, he's got like all the IKEA furniture, everything is set up, and what triggers Travis really, he meets Marla and he can't like express himself, so he has all these kind of like feelings that he can't express, and so it comes out through this toxic masculinity of Tyler Durden, and it's that. But that's what it's about. It's about the young men's inability to express emotion in a healthy way.
I love your explanation so much because you hear all the time that, oh, this is a movie about like how bad like corporate America actually is, and then tearing down the consumerism and at the end and all that kind of stuff. But your explanation gives this movie so much more emotion to me. I love it. Like I love what you just said. It's beautiful.
I mean, that's part of it, of course, is that like there's the criticism of corporate culture and all that kind of stuff, and how that it kind of gives this very hermetic life of, without any sort of it's everything is kind of put in its candy coated shell and protected. So that's part of it, of course. But I think that's the base level is that this guy cannot express himself emotionally, and everything that happens as a result of that.
Juan, are you have you seen Fight Club? Are you know about this movie?
The first rule of Fight Club is that you don't talk about Fight Club. So I don't know what we're doing. We're breaking the first rule.
I know.
All great movies so far. I mean, you've got a hell of a great watch list.
Well, yeah.
I mean, if anyone hasn't seen any of these, this is.
I think
This
it's
is a
also
great
about
list.
mental illness. It's about his, his multiple personalities and how.
No, it's not about mental illness at all.
That was a real. He's got a real personality. Whatever that multiple
Terrence,
personalities.
let Juan have an opinion about it. You don't have to.
I'm sorry. You're
You
right.
have to crush him like that.
No,
Boy, it feels like Rocky Mountain Cigar Festival all over again.
Come on, Switzerland. I mean, if you guys are,
I'm sorry, Juan.
No, yeah. And by the way, I'd love to hear you guys' opinion on these on Facebook if you want to chime in, because you can win cigars if you do chime in.
Keep them coming.
Scotty is watching. There's going to be 3 winners tonight. We'll announce at the end of the show. But Terrence, what is this movie about? Shawshank Redemption.
Ooh.
The Shawshank Redemption, baby. It's another classic. It's always on TBS. Shawshank Redemption is about the hope. It's basically about like the importance of hope, and that once you lose that, you're lost. And I think the whole idea of the movie is to show. In fact, the original ending was supposed to be, how you see him like kind of in a dreamlike state meeting Morgan Freeman on the beach in like Mexico or something.
Right.
Or, like that was not in the script. They didn't want to put that in there. Basically, it ends with Morgan Freeman's character Red heading towards meeting up with him, but you never find out if he does or not. And that was kind of, it was the whole hope theme continued. But it's about having hope. If you give up hope, you're lost, and if you keep hope, you got a chance.
Now he goes to like the wall or whatever, that little brick wall type thing, and finds I'm trying to remember what what that was, but so you're saying
Yeah.
it
There's
ended around there then instead?
I know in the book he doesn't like he's like heading to find him in
But you
in
don't know if
Mexico
he does.
or whatever. And and I know that they kept that in the screenplay, but when the studio saw it, they were like, we want to make sure everybody knows at home because we think audiences are stupid that he finds them or something. So like they added that in.
Do you think that hurt the production, or did you like that addition?
I think I think it's better the other way. It's a minor thing. It's kind of like Seven. Originally, the ending was supposed to be Brad Pitt just shooting the killer. That was supposed to be the end, and it would go black, and that was the end of the movie. But the studio didn't like that, and they had that little speech at the end. It's like Ernest Hemingway said, "The world's a good place," in North Carolina. So they throw that. I mean, Seven is still a great movie. It's just like they have to throw that kind of stuff in. Yeah, it didn't need it, but
I've never
takes
seen
a little bit
this
away.
one.
But
I need to.
You never seen Shawshank?
You
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
seen Shawshank.
Oh, it is.
You haven't seen Shawshank?
It
Never
is
seen it.
great. It
Put
is.
my
that
God.
on your list,
It
Jordan.
is-
That has to be a watched movie.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I'm not much better than Jordan here because I recently saw this maybe like 6 months ago. I've never seen it. People kept saying like, "Oh, you gotta watch it,
It's on TBS every week.
I know, and so I was like, "Oh, okay, finally, I'll watch the stupid thing, whatever." And it was fantastic. Juan, have you seen this movie?
Yeah, I've seen it. It was good.
What you sound
Although
very excited
It
about
was
it.
good.
Like somebody. I will say though. No, go on. Sorry.
No, somebody in the comments said that this movie have no superhero spaceships or lightsabers, so Juan's not interested. Unfortunately, it's true.
I do want to add that, like, if you want your sadistic prison guard to tell him about an obscure tax loophole, asking him if he trusts his wife is a terrible segue into that. Yeah. Hey, you trust your wife? Huh? They should go behind your back. Almost got chucked off the roof for that. He could have just said, "Hey, I know a tax loophole that could help you." Like he could have just said that. Why go with the whole trust your wife thing? I don't know. It seems like a strange way.
I think he wanted to like get his attention. Like that was like a way to like get his attention.
Yeah, he almost went out. Yeah, he got his attention. That's for sure. I think if he had just said, "I know an obscure tax loophole that could help you," I think that would have got his attention too.
By the way, the sadistic prison guard was that's Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob. Did you know that? Yeah.
Now I gotta watch it.
No,
Is it really?
Yeah, that is Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob. Matt, I need
Holy
some more
moly.
bourbon. Could you bring me some more bourbon?
There's some right here.
Here we go.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that's well, I can't think of his name, but that is Mr. Krabs. So there you go.
Oh wow.
Not Patrick. That's not Patrick.
Now it's a must watch.
It's a must watch based on that. All right.
Oh my God.
Jordan.
It's weird that SpongeBob kicked it over the top for
Yes, exactly.
That's what did it.
Yeah.
All right, Terrence, what is this movie about? Forrest Gump.
Speaking of TBS, these two movies are always on.
Forrest Gump, the power of a positive attitude.
Mm.
You take a guy, obviously, a dimwit without much hope. The guy wins a Heisman, I think, meets like 4 presidents. In the book, I think he goes to space. So basically, you just have to have a good attitude towards life.
Mm. So it's like I tell people all the time, like happiness is a choice. You choose.
Yeah.
You have to choose to be happy.
Yeah. You have
Juan?
to choose
And
what things
also
mean.
that you should never go full retard.
Oh, you stop! Wow,
Aw.
that's what I was thinking in my head. That's why I'm giggling. I watch Forrest Gump and I think about the monologue Robert Downey Jr. telling the other guy not to go full retard. Oh my God! Great minds, Jordan. Great minds.
The first time I saw it with my son,
Yeah.
like he was like probably like 5 at the time or something like that. And like when the whole scene where he's like, "I'm not a smart man, but I know what love," like with Ginny, like where he proposes or whatever. And like when my son saw that, he goes, "She doesn't want to marry him because if they have a kid, she doesn't want the kid to have a dumb dad." But
With that being said, can we just agree
He
that
didn't
Jenny
say-
was just the worst?
Oh, yeah.
She was
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
But man,
Well, she had a rough
John
upbringing. Give her a
died.
break. Her dad was a psychopath. Give her a break. But the point is that he said it without any sort of ill will or like he was like describing what was going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Christopher, he's got a future because that's pretty smart. All right, Juan, I know you're a Forrest Gump fan, right? You love that movie.
Absolutely. The running scenes, the braces break off. So many great lines. But again,
I'll tell you, it's.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I keep interrupting.
I tell you,
Keep jumping in.
Poor Juan.
I keep. I'm sorry, Juan. I don't know what my problem is. I'm a little jealous of you. I think I'm jealous of you. Look so sharp with your beard flowing and your nice background. I don't know what's wrong with me. But the movie should have never beat Pulp Fiction. Like Pulp Fiction is a million times better of a movie.
It beat it for the Oscar. You're saying?
You.
Yeah. It beat it for every award there was. Pulp Fiction lost to. In fact, Shawshank is that year too. Shawshank is also that year. There's a lot of good movies that year.
Banger year.
Can you imagine those three movies coming out in the same year?
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's something else that came out that year that's really good. I can't remember.
I guess maybe Forrest Gump was such a kind of a feel good movie. Maybe that's what did it. But I agree with you. Pulp Fiction was next level. All right, Terrence, what did this movie really mean? Good Will Hunting. What was it
Good
about?
Will Hunting.
This one's specifically for Terrence. For Terrence.
I'm smart.
Wicked smart.
So again, I think this is similar. It's basically trust. Can you trust people? You know, and the character basically can't trust anybody. He doesn't trust anybody, and it's basically him coming to first trusting his therapist and then taking a chance and trusting Skylar or whatever the girl was, Mimi Driver's character. But it's a movie about trust.
What do you think, Juan?
I didn't see this one.
Oh,
You ever seen this one?
Nope.
You haven't seen Good Will Hunting?
Scotty, got any thoughts?
Is
on
that the
Good
one
Will
where
Hunting?
Robert Downey?
Honestly, it's been so many years since I've seen this movie. I couldn't tell you if I wanted to.
I think Terrence, you can. It's almost impossible.
He cuts right to the core.
See,
instantly.
that's why we did this segment with Terrence, because he cuts right to the core of it, and that's amazing. Good job, Terrence. All right, Terrence, what was this movie about? Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now. Wow, this has been what a great list.
Deep. Wow. Let me see.
Apocalypse Now is basically that, like, I think it's about the human spirit's corruptibility and how I'd say this is a little bit more complicated movie than others because there's a few things you could kind of focus on here. The movie kind of goes back in time. If you watch in the beginning, it starts off in Vietnam. I mean, it's like Vietnam during the American War there, and then it goes into where they have the French and they see the French, and it's kind of like further back in time. And then when you finally see it, the actual Kurtz, it's kind of like this like tribal, like ancient world that, I mean, it's not like Vietnamese people live that way or something like that. So it's kind of like you go back in time to like the heart of man. And I think that it kind of, I think the focus is how the human spirit is corruptible, even when it's even in its most beautiful form.
Yeah, like it definitely has something to do with like how power can corrupt you, right? Like Marlon Brando's character is like this guy that has basically become like a god in this sort of area, and he's just become enveloped into.
Yeah, I think not only that power, but like I think the dishonesty. I think what kind of turns him to that is the dishonesty of power. So like for instance, he talks about how like they like bomb a village and then they go in and bandage up people that get hurt, and it's like it's a dishonest use of power. And like what got him in trouble is he started just like going off the reservation, and he'd like have 4 people killed without asking permission or doing this, but it would solve the problem. And it wasn't that he was doing these things. It was that like he wasn't doing it in this like formulaic way. There's a scene where it's like you can't put the F word on the bombs you're dropping on people. Like he has a line about something like that. And I think it's more the hypocrisy of how violence in the modern world kind of is expressed. It's like, and it's in a dishonest way. And so he goes to this extreme of of utilizing power in a very raw like form that's very ugly, but that is honest.
Now, Sam Fennell on Facebook says it's about the evil of anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Wow.
You just want to use that word.
Sam,
He's
longest
waited
word
all
is-
his life.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
waited
yeah.
all his life to use that word.
It
And
was
boom.
his moment.
I think it's the longest word in the English language.
Yeah.
I think it's the longest word. Yeah.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
That's not a real word.
That's
That's
not a
not a
real
real
word.
word.
It is now, I guess.
But
Right?
it doesn't really mean anything. So.
It doesn't. Well, what does what does that mean?
Supercalifragilistic.
Yeah, supercalifragilistic. What does it mean?
It's just nonsense. It's made up.
But they added it in. They must have put a
but-
definition.
But that gives like it's a meaning. Like it's this is a word that means nothing. So then, therefore, it does mean something. I don't know what.
We have to get it. We have to ask Webster what he thinks.
Ooh,
I
we
have no
got enough
idea.
bourbon for this conversation.
All right, Terrence, what is this movie really about? Casablanca.
Casablanca. Oh man, yeah. I would say it's about principle over personal interests. I think that's what it's about. Like obviously the two characters, are passionate about each other, but ended up making choices that were good for the war cause. And they put, and that was, it was a good movie during World War II to put out there, making the self-sacrifice for the greater good.
Dang, Terrence just
I
cuts.
thought it was a movie about people talking in a bar. I mean, that seemed like sort of seemed
That
like,
happens a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, kind of seemed to me like that was like the whole movie.
I want some explosions.
I maybe I'm shallow, Jordan. I could be shallow, but I couldn't. Terrence's explanation is so much better. All right, one last one for Terrence.
Last one.
What is this movie really about? Toy Story.
Ooh.
Toy Story. So it's funny. I haven't seen it in so long. I think it's this is a hard one for me. It's been so long. The new toy comes in, and he's kind of feels left out. But it's about how Disney makes a lot of movies off Tim Allen and good old Tom Hanks.
No, I think.
Although,
Come on, now.
Quentin Tarantino like says that the third one is like one of his favorite movies. Like he loves the series,
right?
And that the third installment is like one of his favorite movies.
I think, Terrence, don't you think this might be the first one where I think you're wrong, and that is, I feel like
I could be here. I haven't seen it in 20 years. I was a
feel
kid.
A
like-
bunch of talking toys.
No, it's not even about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's about the sort of the nostalgia
cowboy.
of growing up and becoming, too old for your toys, and the fact that it's sad for your nostalgia to be left behind. It's a little bit like Inside Out when the character that's like a imaginary character gets left behind when they go up, in the rocket, and what's his name gets just basically poof, he's gone. It's kind of like that in the sense that it's about the sadness of growing up. It's still still a
nostalgia. Yeah, the nostalgia.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of. What do you think, Jordan?
Yeah.
No, I think that's fair.
You're right.
I think that's fair.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it in so long. I'd have to kind of look at it. But but from now that you're saying that, yeah, like at the end of the movie, the kid going off to college or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
and I feel like this is right up Juan's alley. Juan, what do you think?
I think it's about when your imagination goes wild. It's just a little bit over. Yeah, it's a little bit.
Different take.
Yeah.
So like your
imagination goes wild.
I mean,
the
toys are alive and
coming alive and bringing. Just a bit of too much. But
what about the neighbor kid? I mean, that neighbor kid
Sid.
he's over the top.
You're sick. Yeah.
Let
Letting go. Here's the summary. It's about letting go. It's about letting go. That's it's about. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
In the later movies, you're probably right. I don't think the first one was so much about that.
Yeah, but doesn't he go away to college at the end of it? Isn't
That's
that the
the
one?
third one.
At the end,
Yeah, that's the third one.
the third one's he goes to college.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So maybe the overall story.
I think
arc
you
is
got
letting
it
go.
for the series.
Now
Yeah.
this next
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
coming
yeah.
out with a new one, and it seems we don't quite know what it's about, but it seems like it's about the harmfulness of like overload stimulation of iPads and taking over, and the toys don't have a place in kids' lives anymore. And that's
that's
kind of actually
interesting.
intriguing, surprisingly intriguing
Yeah.
for the fifth chapter in a movie series.
Yeah.
Again, it's one of these things where they just can't like leave it alone. Like it ends in a way that's kind of like complete, and then they're like, well, we can make some more money on this. Let's come up with something else. Like and that's why it's always. In fact, Toy Story had 3. Usually, the third is always the worst of something. Like Godfather, the third is the worst. Almost
Jaws
always the
3
third is the worst one. Jaws 3
was the worst.
No, Jaws 4 is pretty bad
Terminator
too.
3.
Jaws 4.
Yeah.
RoboCop
Terminator 3 terrible.
Alien.
Before we end the segment, I got a question for Juan and Terrence. What would you
Yes.
say, since we're talking about sequels like we are, what would you say, and I'll start with Juan, what would you say is the best sequel of all time? The one that was maybe even better than if there is one, what do you think would be the one is better than the original?
I would have to say The Godfather. It's probably one of the ones that I think about. I guess if you kind of look in, maybe Empire Strikes Back as the sequel, but really it's the 5th movie, so that gets a little complicated. But yeah, I'm going to go with The Godfather Part 2, which was better than the first and the third.
I don't think it was better, but I like what you're saying.
What was the second Mad Max? Not Beyond Thunderdome, but the second one.
Oh, it's
what was the second one? Because for me, that's
Enter the Thunder.
no.
I don't know.
I can't.
As
say
Mad
stuff.
Max, the first one, they was like Australian, and the second one was
That was the one that everybody loved so much. That to me, that was like the actual best one of them all. What do you think, Terrence? What's the best sequel of all time?
I think probably have to agree with Juan. Godfather 2. Terminator 2 is I could think you could argue is better than the first one, and the first one was great too. I'm trying to think of something else just because you said Godfather to be original, but yeah, Godfather is the one that
about
comes
Rambo.
to mind right away.
Rambo 2. Did you like Rambo 2 better than Rambo 1 or nah?
No.
Okay.
I see. I don't think Godfather 2 is better than Godfather 1.
No way.
There was way too much talk about that guy's prostate. I don't want in a movie where there's a lot of talk about prostate.
Hyman Roth.
I don't want to talk about Jaime Roth's prostate.
Now, okay, see, there's 2 different ways to look at this. Godfather 2 is probably the best sequel of all time as a movie. It's a really good movie, but was it better than the original? No. Whereas Terminator 2 was better than the original, but it's not a better movie than Godfather 2. Does that make sense?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Scott, what do you think?
See, for me, it's going to go down to the old classic of Lethal Weapon 2. I enjoyed that one.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that was better
Ooh,
than the
yeah.
first one.
All right.
Very true. Very good point. Yeah.
I like that. And that is why we asked Terrence these questions. And it was, Terrence, what does this movie really mean?